Good morning, everyone, and welcome to eEmployer Solutions webinar series. Today's session is New Hire Benefit Enrollment. This webinar series is a new initiative we're providing free of charge for our clients, and our goals are to provide you some educational materials on HR topics, payroll, benefits, and risk, help you avoid some HR pitfalls, explain eESI's processes so you can streamline your daily tasks, and to answer your questions. My name is Cheryl Zhang, and I will be your moderator today. I am an HR business partner with eESI. Today's presentation is scheduled for 1 hour, and that will include some time at the end for question and answers. We will be recording this session so that we can publish it to our YouTube channel for future access, and afterward we will provide a copy of the PowerPoint presentation for your reference. Our presenter today is Erica Ann Tu. She's a Benefit Enrollment Coordinator. Erica joined eESI in the spring of 2010. She was originally part of the payroll department. She spent 6 years there and transitioned to the benefits department last year. She has 15 plus years in the PEO industry, and her broad experience includes payroll, benefits, customer service, time and labor management, as well as client and employee training. So let's go over some housekeeping items before we get started. All right, everyone's going to be muted during the presentation, but we will be able to answer your questions via the chat mechanism on the GoToMeeting. And any questions you submit, we will answer at the end of the session. And you can see over on your menu bar on the GoToMeeting where you can enter those questions. So let me go ahead and turn it over to Erica.
Good morning, everyone. So this morning, our agenda is going to cover our online benefits enrollment, system notifications that go out to the employees, completing the online benefits enrollment, adding a covered dependent, information that is needed to complete your enrollment, and then we'll finish up with questions. This process for new hire benefits is not to be confused with open enrollment. Open enrollment is usually rolled out once a year. Our new hire benefits is tied to when you were doing online new hire onboarding. So this function only works for those clients that are submitting new hire paperwork online. If you have employees that are completing paper applications, they will need to complete a paper benefits enrollment as well. The reason that is because we have what is called a workflow system in our onboarding site. So when you go online and you enter a new hire, it's going to tag our benefits template to that paperwork. So when they log into the system to do their new hire paperwork, they'll also have steps to complete their new hire onboarding. Now, of course, this is done by a manager. Managers go on to our eESI website. At the e-login, they click on Client Portal. You'll go through the maintenance. Now, if anyone is not doing online onboarding, but they're currently interested in it, we do have instructions that we can send you. You can contact your HR manager. We can email them to you, or we can do a one-on-one training session to get you started on doing new hire onboarding. It, of course, will help you save time. You won't be doing paper applications and then also following up and trying to complete paper benefits enrollments. They'll just be able to do everything at once. Now, when you set up a new employee for benefits, it's automatically going to trigger notifications in the system. Automatically, an employee will receive this message. It's going to come from support, telling them that they are welcome to eESI. Here is the link to go out to our website, as well as information on what they would need to complete their onboarding. They will also get a benefits notification letting them know here is the process for completing your enrollment, also the time frame that they have to complete the benefits enrollment. So usually a new hire has a little bit longer to complete their benefits enrollment than they would their new hire paperwork. And that's because they want to have time to review everything, look at the additional documents that are attached to each benefit. Now, we do have instructions for employees to go out and register. They do have to register on the employee portal to be able to go out and complete their onboarding. If you do not have copies of these, please reach out to your HR representative so that we can get them for you. This is the login screen for the employee will see when they are registering out on the employee portal. Once they register and they have logged in, you'll see here they're going to click on the launch pad and then launch me. What this does is open up the onboarding site. This will be the welcome screen that they see. To get started, they will click on the blue button on the right side that says Get Started. It will give them some key terms to know in relation to co-payments, deductibles, guaranteed issue, just different terms that they're going to see during the benefit enrollment process. So now you'll see the first section of the benefits enrollment. So now on the left-hand side, you're going to have a menu of all the different benefit items that the employee will go through. Now, each benefit enrollment is specific to our clients. They will only see the benefits that you have as a client. So if you don't carry medical with us or you don't carry dental, you will only be seeing the specific benefit deductions that your company offers. As they complete each section, you see here on the left the check items that will appear, letting you know that each section has been completed. Now, if an employee chooses not to elect a certain benefit, what they can do is it gives them the option to decline that benefit. So you can't leave any section incomplete because it will not allow the employee to submit their enrollment. Here you'll see adding a dependent. So if an employee needs to cover their spouse or they need to add their child to their coverage, here you'll see the employee is electing dental and they want to do an employee spouse coverage. There is a section where they will click on add a dependent. It's going to pop up with them to be able to put in the information for that dependent. Once they've saved their dependent information, it will show up right here where it has the employee's dependent. Yes, I want to cover them, the relationship, and then they'll hit next to add that employee to that coverage. When you're adding a dependent, you do have to have dates of birth and social security numbers. It's required for us to submit to the carrier in order to be able to enroll that dependent. This is a screen that shows you the different fields. Anything in red, the employee has to complete when adding the dependent. You also would add beneficiaries here. So if you're electing any type of life coverage, that person may not necessarily be a dependent, but they would be a beneficiary. You would be able to also add them. At the completion of the enrollment, you're going to get what is called a review and submit page. This is going to show you all of the plans that the employee went through. It does show you on the far right side here, status. It will tell you if each section has been completed. So if an employee comes to you as a manager and says, I'm still getting notifications about completing my benefits, I thought I did it already. A lot of the times, one of the main issues we have is an employee will see this and say, all of my sections are complete. Well, you do have to complete it by hitting up at the right on the top. It says submit my election. So although they may have gone through each screen and either elected or waived the benefit, the final step is to submit the elections. What that does is it sends it from this online site to us at eESI in our payroll system where we will post benefit elections. And they will know that they have submitted it because it will ask them to attest that everything that they have elected, that they are agreeing, that they know I have elected these benefits, I am agreeing that I know I will be deducted for these benefits. And it will also show them that they are finished. It will show here, my open enrollment has been submitted, and it says, congratulations, you are finished. So until they see these screens, they haven't actually submitted it to us. That is one of the main things that we do a lot of troubleshooting with employees on. Also, once an employee has submitted the elections, we post them daily. The employee can then go on to their employee portal, and you'll see here under benefits, they have an employee benefits summary. It will show you all of the plans that the employee elected, the coverage level that they elected for the plan, the coverage start date, as well as the contribution for the employee. So it's going to show them what their monthly premium for that benefit is. It will also show them, as you can see below, if they have covered dependents. So for example, here on the dental, where we did employee spouse, it will show you the spouse is Annie, and she's covered under that high dental plan. And in conclusion, we're going to go ahead and open up for questions. If anyone has any questions at this time, you can submit them via the chat. We have gone ahead and unmuted, so you can ask questions verbally if you'd like.
How long do employees need to be? Is it 60 days before they're eligible for benefits?
Everyone's eligibility is based on the client's specific policy.
Oh, okay.
Hey, good morning, Erica. This is Edward. Hey, listen, how long do they have to submit all of this?
Well, usually, so when you submit a new hire, their new hire paperwork, they have, I believe, 5 days, but with benefits, it's a lot of information. So we tend to give them 2 weeks to complete it. Of course, if that 2 weeks passes, we can extend it online. And if they don't want to complete it online, I mean, we always do want them to complete it online. It's easier for us, it's easier for them. But they do have 30 days to make their elections. So if it expires,
okay,
they can always complete a paper application as long as it's in the 30 days.
Erica?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is Kim over at Mobile Maintenance. When I'm doing the onboarding for, let's say a field technician that's straight commission, it doesn't really give them a number as far as your short-term disability, what it's going to cost, or the additional life insurance, how much that's going to cost them, because I guess you don't have a value in the system because it's a zero because they're straight commission.
Correct. So how the commission employees work is short-term disability, long-term, and life are based on the employee's compensation. So an employee can be a commission employee, but what we would need, and you would provide that, you can let benefits know, or you can let your payroll specialist know, we have to have an estimated compensation for commission. So we'll put that in on the back end for payroll called a benefit salary. Whether you think that's, whatever that's going to be annually, and that's what it'll calculate those benefits on. So you can do that at the start, even after you've submitted it. If you want to send an email saying this is what we're going to base, like a base salary for that employee, we'll put that in, and that way when they do get to that section, it'll calculate based on that.
I mean, like you said, you're kind of doing a guesstimate because it fluctuates so much. What would you really base that number on?
Do you normally do an offer letter for commissioned employees?
No offer letter.
This is Cheryl. So what they would do, you can make an estimate based on whether it's your other employees, historically, your anticipated budget for that position. And then what will happen is if they have to use that benefit, the short term, the long term, they'll actually do an analysis of their actual pay at that time. So go ahead and do your best estimate, but it'll be based on actual wages later.
Like you said, like an average of whatever, 10 guys or something, kind of use that as a yearly salary?
Sure, yes, that would be fine.
So that would be generated from the get-go, like before we actually elect benefits then, right? So there would be a number in there?
Correct. So like I said, when you enter the new hire, anybody that you're going to put in is strictly commission based. If you want to set a standard for what that benefit salary would be, or if you're going to let us know this particular employee, we'll go in there and put that in right after you set up the new hire. That way when they register and go out and do it, it's going to base it, they'll see an actual figure for the calculation.
So you actually put in that amount, or I do?
We would put it in.
At what point? Because I'm doing from beginning to end, you know, onboarding, benefits, I mean, the whole gamut at the same time.
When you go in and you initially set up an employee and you complete your portion, and then it's the employee's part where they have to go out and register. Once you've set someone up, just you can send us a spreadsheet, you can send us an email, you can call us and let us know. We'll put it in right away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can let us know, or you can even let your payroll specialist know, and they can put it in.
Okay. Who would I email, like directly, or just email benefits for that?
We suggest everything goes to our benefits at, the one you see here on the screen for inquiries, benefits at, because it goes out to the entire department, and we'll make sure someone gets that.
Okay.
Did we have any other questions? Okay, well, if there are no other questions at this time, we'd like to thank everyone for attending the webinar. We will have this webinar available via the YouTube, as well as the PowerPoint presentation. It will go out to everyone that attended today, as well as a link to the YouTube so that you can refer back to it at a later time if you needed to. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.